What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. And today we have the July 2022 Albuquerque Sunport International Airport update for you guys. I really hope you guys are excited for today's videos. Today we have a very fun Albuquerque update in store. We have some special visitors, some aircraft movements, and all kinds of fun stuff. I really hope you guys are excited for today's airport update. And with all that being said, let's get started. As you guys can tell, we have a fully loaded concourse today. We have a bunch of planes, which is very exciting. So why don't we start over here and get into those, because there's a lot of awesome movements and I'm excited to share this with you guys. So with all that being said, let's get started. We're going to begin over here as usual with the American Eagle on Embraer JS175. On the behalf of SkyWest Airlines, this guy's going to be making the non-stop service today in from Los Angeles. He's going to have a continuing service out the Phoenix Sky Harbor today. Both services continue to go very strong, which has been awesome to see, and it's very cool to see SkyWest 175s, especially in the Phoenix still. So very cool to see that, and I'm glad it's going well. I think it's like 2 daily in the Phoenix too, which is nice. So very nice to see that right there for American Eagle. Great way to start our update today. Next in line, we have the Frontier Airlines Airbus A320neo. This is Colorado the Bighorn Sheep. I did get it replacement landing gears, which I'm very happy about because obviously it was missing landing gears for the longest time. Nevertheless, this model is kind of back to as good as new, which is awesome. As he has the non-stop service today in from Denver, Colorado. He's going to have a continuing service today over to Las Vegas, which has still been a great route here at Albuquerque. I think it's still 3 weekly, and I'm sure they're doing really well with it, considering that United and Southwest, I'm sorry, that's Denver, my bad. Southwest has had huge success on Las Vegas, and then Spirit will be starting next month, which is very exciting. Our first new airline in quite a while. I think it's been like 5 years, so I'm really excited for that, and that's going to be absolutely awesome for Albuquerque. So Frontier A320neo coming in from Denver, heading out to Phoenix. Really excited to show you guys this aircraft. This aircraft hasn't been here in about a year, but this one, it's going to be serving a much different purpose today. As you can see right here, we have the Delta Airlines Airbus A320 for the first time in quite a while. This guy's currently making the non-stop service today in from Atlanta, Hartsfield, Jackson International Airport, or Citrus Aviation's airport. Feel free to submit local fan pictures and subscribe routes. The links in the description. That service currently has been on 1 daily A320 and 2 daily A321s, as you'll see here in a moment. But this guy's going to be making one of the 4 weekly services out to Minneapolis, St. Paul, which is back. I'm really surprised because I really was not anticipating that this was going to be coming back. I thought that this was done, but it appears to be that Delta's not quite done with this route, which is super exciting. Just a little history here, because obviously I have quite a few new viewers to my Albuquerque updates. Minneapolis was a consistent service mainly on the MD-90 aircrafts before the pandemic, reaching back all the way to, I think it ran pretty good through the summer of 2019, and then it kind of got a little woppy in there, but I knew we had some 737-800s too on that, and I think even maybe a couple Airbuses too. And then once the pandemic happened, this route kind of went all over the place, and I don't think we saw it once last summer. We might have, I can't remember off the top of my head, but we do have it here in July, which is very exciting. So yeah, the demand's pretty high on that route. It's not bad. I think it's probably like, I would guess the O&D is probably about 100. Could be wrong. I would need to look into that, but it's still a good route, and they've had it over the years, so I'm very excited to see it back on the A320 today. I think it's a great route, and yeah, we'll do some more talking about that here in a moment, but don't want to take too much time on the new service or the resuming service. So very cool to see that. I'm really glad to see it, and I think it's going to be great that Delta has their 4th destination back at long last. So more talking come on that here in a moment, but very cool to see Delta A320 service out to MSP in from Atlanta. You're going to watch this Delta Airlines Airbus A321 is currently making the nonstop service in from Atlanta or Citrus Aviation's airport. He's going to be heading back out there as well. Standard service. This is now twice a day, and then your A320 back there you're going to find is currently once a day. So very nice to see that right there. I'm really happy to see that. Very cool. Typical Delta connection, Embraer J-170, filling in for SkyWest Embraer J-175 is currently coming in from Los Angeles on the 3 daily service, and out to Salt Lake City on 3 daily service too. So I would like to see some mainline on Salt Lake City service, but the consistent RJ service is not a bad thing by any means, so I can't complain too much there. The JetBlue Airways Airbus A320 and the Barcode Tails currently making the daily service out to New York John F. Kennedy. I don't know if the 220 is ever going to end up making it in here. I don't know what ended up happening with that. So hopefully it does. And I hope the loads are better, because this has been one of the toughest routes coming out of the pandemic, considering that the Albuquerque, New York service is a red eye and everything. But we'll just have to see. So anyways, heading out to New York John F. Kennedy. this is also a new consistent visitor here at Albuquerque. The Alaska Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 9 is currently coming in from Seattle Tacoma International Airport with the turnaround service back out there. Last month, as you guys may recall, it was on Wednesdays. Now it is daily, which is very cool. There's not a huge difference. The route's a little bit longer, so maybe they're trying to put some new cycles on these MAX 9s to shorter destinations, which I think is really cool. So very fortunate to have this aircraft as well to fill that void. And we got good news on Portland, as we'll talk about here in a minute. So very nice to see the Alaska MAX 9 service out to Seattle on the turnaround. The American Eagle number ERJ-175 on the behalf of Envoy Air is currently making nonstop service today in from Austin, Texas, and will have a continuing service back out there. I about said Chicago, but that's been upgraded, which is exciting. Austin's been doing great, and I've enjoyed having it at the airport. I'm excited to see how many more passengers they can get out to Austin. So heading out to Austin on the Envoy 175. The American Airlines Airbus A319 is currently making the nonstop flight in from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. He's going to have continuing service back out to Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport as well. Both services have been going very well. I just noticed we had an A319. Most of the services are on that 737 to Dallas, as we were about to talk about, but they also had a couple of the A319s, so I decided to use that. And we also, of course, have our service out to Phoenix, which is mainly A319s, but you're going to find Mason 900s and SkyWest 175s too. Very nice for American. Lastly, for American, we have the Boeing 737-800 with the logo on the winglet. This guy's currently making the nonstop flight today in from Chicago O'Hare, which is now a daily 737-800. That is awesome. And he's going to be heading out to Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, which is like 7 or 8 737s daily. So both routes going very good, and I think they're doing really good considering they're competing with Chicago service for United. So very proud of American there, and that looks really good. Okay, into United we go. We're going to be in right here with their Star Alliance Boeing 737-800. I was fortunate enough to get to see this aircraft the other day at Denver, which is awesome. So why don't we send them out to Denver? Because it was really cool to get to see that. I believe it was over there on the few gates that United uses at Terminal C at Denver, stealing from Southwest. So that was really cool. It's a beautiful livery. I really like the blue mesh with the Star Alliance colors. I think that's awesome. And Star Alliance is one of my favorite liveries. So super cool to get to see this, and it's an absolute beauty. So yeah, coming in from Denver, and he's going to be turning around back out there. Very nice. The United Airlines Airbus A319, the Continental Globe colors, is currently making a nonstop flight in from Houston Intercontinental. It's going to have a continuing service today out to San Francisco. Both flights go really well. Of course, the Houston service continues to have multiple main lines and a daily A320, and I just want to substitute it because United's inconsistent main line, so we have a 319. San Francisco's seeing a daily A319, so really cool to see all this main line on limited frequencies. You know, you have that for other airports in the region, but Albuquerque really is a prime example of how much you can do on display with services to like Chicago, San Francisco, Seattle, even for Alaska is another great example. So it's really cool to get to see all of those. I think it's really cool. How about Allegiant finally making it back? Only once weekly to Las Vegas on their Airbus A319. I'm just glad they're back because obviously, as you guys may know, I believe Allegiant, excuse me, is having various cruise shortages because they have I don't want to say canceled, but postponed several routes that they have. So I'm assuming this is more of a crew issue than a demand issue, or maybe it's both, I'm not sure. But Allegiant's been here for the long haul at Albuquerque, so I'm assuming this is a crew issue more than anything. Austin's yet to resume at this moment, so for the moment we just have Las Vegas once weekly. But I'm very glad that they're back, and I think they're an awesome addition. So Allegiant A319 service back out to Las Vegas. Southwest has also been doing pretty good here at Albuquerque. We have their Florida 737-700 currently coming in from Dallas Love Field. He's going to continue out west out to Burbank, California. And yeah, Southwest has been doing really good. Here's their trio aircraft lineup right here, as you can see. We'll begin over here with the Heart 737-700. This guy's currently coming in from Oakland, California. He'll have a continuing flight out to San Diego, California. Again, super sorry for confusing all these West Coast routes between Orange County, Albuquerque, and Reno. I apologize about that. The 737-700 is making the Saturday only service out to Baltimore right here. Very nice. He's going to have a continuing service. Came in earlier from Denver. Lastly, we have the Boeing 737-800 currently coming in from Phoenix Sky Harbor right here. He's going to have a continuing flight today. I'm thinking if there's any unique destinations that I need to mention. Because I know seasonally we have Kansas City and San Diego, which is really cool. Fun fact, though, I think they did have Seattle back in like that 2005 timeframe, which is really cool. I think Alaska kind of stole that from them, but I'm trying to think if there's any other routes that I would like to mention for Southwest, because they have a really cool diverse network out of, this is Albuquerque. Austin has been regular, but that's kind of for all the airports now. Salt Lake City's more consistent out of Albuquerque, so let's do that. But they have a very nice, vast network here at Albuquerque, and it's crazy though because they actually decreased quite a few of their routes in the mid 2000s. I think that was probably a 2008 recession result, but they still have kept several of them and adding some too, like Burbank. So I love to see that. That's very nice. Okay, the Boutique PC-12 is currently making a nonstop flight from Carlsbad, New Mexico, as per usual. Yeah, this is kind of the best spot I have because obviously Terminal C, the FBO, would be past the wall by about, I don't know, probably maybe a foot or so. And unfortunately, I don't have enough room. They go straight into the wall. But that's a good enough spot for it, and it looks really good. The custom is absolutely amazing. Lastly, at the concourse, you had the United Express number ERJ-175. This guy's going to be making the nonstop service today on the behalf of, I think it's SkyWest will service up to Chicago O'Hare, maybe Mesa. I'm pretty sure it's SkyWest. You're going to find this like 6 weekly, so pretty good service there for United. I think that they've just been bouncing between mainline and RJs on this service particularly, so it's going to be interesting to see what they end up doing, but I think it's still a good route, so not bad at all there for United. That's a pretty good effort. Pretty good. Very nice. Okay, let's take it over into the other side of the airport as we have some awesome movements. Here's our GA section. We have the substitute for the Advanced Air King Air 350. Again, guys, I'm sorry about the shapeways. I'm working on getting that proficient, so I hope to have that going very soon. Just been very busy at this moment, but luckily the updates continue to stride. So I definitely expect a shapeways video very soon. This guy's currently coming in from Silver City, and we'll be heading back out there. Very nice. This Learjet 75 is currently making a nonstop flight in from Prescott, Arizona, and we'll continue out to, let's go with St. Louis. There was a bunch of bigger cities, surprisingly, on the board for this particular day, which was very interesting. This Citation X is currently coming in from Charlotte Douglas International Airport. We'll have a continuing flight over a very short hop over to Santa Fe, just a little repositioning there. So very nice to see the GA section going very strong, too. Alrighty, very special visitor in town today. I know this isn't perfect. Some of you guys may have saw this, but right here we currently have Air Force 2 subbing in for Air Force 1 as it was in Albuquerque a few weeks ago. So United States President Joe Biden came to talk about all the unfortunate wildfires in the New Mexico region, and he did bring Air Force 1, and there were some crazy pictures of all the fires from the from Air Force 1 inside the cabin, which was really, really crazy. So yeah, he kind of talked about that and got into the details on I think it's a pretty unfortunate deal with all these wildfires, and I hope New Mexico can get some rain soon. But yes, it's unbelievable to see all the fires, and I hope it gets better for the western region. So yeah, but it was really cool to get to see Air Force 1 here. Unfortunately, I don't have that model because it is very hard to find and very expensive when you do. So I do have Air Force 2 though, and I don't believe I've actually used this in an airport update, which is kind of crazy. So I'm really glad to get to use it here. So staying away from all the political side of that, I would appreciate if you guys don't get political about any of the situations in the comments. I just want to represent this because I think it's really cool that Air Force 1 made it into Albuquerque, and it was really cool to get to see a large 747 or CV-25 here at Albuquerque. So yeah, staying away from the political side of it, we're staying with the aviation side, which is my favorite. This Air Force 2, though, is going to be substituting in for Air Force 1, carrying in 46th U.S. President Joe Biden in, and talking about the wildfires they're going to be heading off. I wish I had a little bit more security to kind of utilize, like some different cars and things, but I'm also working on ground service equipment. I have a bunch of thoughts on that, so I'll kind of talk about that towards the end of the video. But yeah, super cool to have this. Again, I'm sorry that it wasn't the proper Air Force 1. I hope to get an Air Force 1 sometime, but unfortunately the recent release is just so expensive. So Air Force 2 will have to suffice, and I think it's a good model to do it. And this is a really nice model too. The great details from Gemini, they did a good job. So yeah, it looks really good with all the aerials. So very glad that this model is really good. This guy's currently coming in there, and he's going to be heading back out once the speech is complete. So yes, very, very nice to have that. And again, sorry that's not perfect. The UPS Airbus A300 freighter is currently making a non-stop flight today in from Ontario, California. He's going to have a continuing flight out to El Paso. UPS continues to go very strong here. This is a huge cargo operation. Again, I want to clarify this again since this is kind of a little unrealistic. The actual cargo area for Albuquerque is on the southern side of the airfield. It's on the west side of runway 3, which is a parallel runway, or excuse me, just another runway with runway 8 being the main runway. So that is where the cargo is, and I did decide to put it over here because, as you guys can see, my kind of L-shaped corner table thing, desk, whatever you want to call it over here. I had just enough room to feature this area, so I decided to just put it here. So a little unrealistic, but it definitely gets the job done. The FedEx Express Boeing 767-300 freighter is currently pushed back with the nonstop flight on turnaround back out to Memphis, Tennessee. Very busy service. I think they're getting 2 daily 767s in right now, so that is absolutely awesome to see. Really, really cool route. And the UPS Boeing 767-300 freighter is currently also heading out to its global headquarters hub, Louisville, Kentucky, on turnaround this afternoon too. So very cool to see all the cargo operations. I hope to get some more DC-10s and MD-11s in here. That would be really cool. But for the moment, we got the 767s and all that fun stuff, which is really nice. We do have some nice light in here right now, so that's very nice. I'm going to try to get the next update with the morning because I've really wanted to do that for a long time, and I haven't got to do it in a long time for you guys, so I'll try to get in early morning next time for you guys. So let's work with the with this lighting. We have the UPS 757-200. This guy's currently making the nonstop service today in from Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. He'll also continue out to Ontario, a very busy cargo operation for UPS. Let me see if I can get a decent view here because I don't want to mess up the any of the planes or anything. There we go. That's pretty good. The United Airlines Airbus E320 is currently... I did forget I put this in here. My gosh. My bad, guys. This was originally going to be the Houston Intercontinental flight, which there it is right there. So he's making a turnaround out to Houston Intercontinental. And just for fun, we'll say that he's coming in from San Francisco just to change it up a little bit. But Houston's a great airport. I recently got to visit, and I love Houston, especially concourses E and C. They were really, really nice. I also got to venture into A2, which is also, I thought it was pretty good. Houston was a great airport, and they had some great variety. Just trying to find some more areas to terminal spot because I wouldn't say that it's challenging, but it was definitely interesting being there for the first time, not being there ever. So, but I did my best, and I thought it turned out pretty good. So, United A320 heading out to Houston on the turnaround service. Here is the Alaska 737-800. This guy's currently making the nonstop flight today in from Portland, Oregon, which it's kind of weird. This flight's currently right now, believe it or not, going to be finding like 4 weekly, which is kind of weird. I think there was the Delta A320 service. Sorry about that, guys. The phone calls are kind of the story in my life. Nevertheless, yeah, 4 weekly. It's kind of weird, but hey, I'm glad to have the main line, and I don't know if I would go 4 mainline on a weekly or once daily Embraer 175. That's a tough choice. Who knows what there could even be shortages, maybe is why they're doing this instead. I don't know, but I think they're doing good with it, and Portland's definitely a fun destination out of Albuquerque. So I love to see mainline. I think it's very nice. So absolutely awesome right there. Very cool. Last but certainly not least, in some pretty nice lighting, we have the Delta Connection Embraer ERJ-170 filling in for SkyWest Embraer ERJ-175. I kind of forgot, just like the United 320, that this one was over here too. But nevertheless, we'll say this guy's coming in on the service from Salt Lake City, and he'll be heading out to Los Angeles. We'll just say it's a 175 with normal winglets because those are really cool, and SkyWest has a few of those. So yes, that is exactly what he's doing, and he'll be making the flight here for the last aircraft of the update. And I'm sorry there was a bird or something that went across the window right there. But yeah, the light comes in here nicely, as you guys can see. The sun kind of rises through here in the summer and kind of just goes up. So can we see it from here? I don't know. Oh, it's really high up. I didn't. Goodness, I didn't think it was going to be that high up. I should have known better. But man, it was already. I mean, it's only 12 o'clock. I didn't expect it to be that far up. But that is the summer for you. So yeah, that's our Albuquerque update. Albuquerque's going really strong. I'm glad to see all the aircrafts and just everything going on. I think Albuquerque's a fun airport, and yes, I really enjoy producing it. I still really like to get that blue sky background to go right there. I feel like that would look really nice with Albuquerque. Maybe a mountain one too, because obviously Albuquerque is in the mountainous regions. I think they're probably like a 3,000 or 4,000 feet airport. They may even be 5,000, but it's definitely, I would love to see some density altitudes for them in the summer. I bet they're fairly ridiculous, but yeah, Albuquerque's going great. In recent news, of course, Air Force One was one of the big ones, and then these various aircraft changes, and then they were recently at the Albuquerque Fair. They had a cool table there, the airport did, so that was nice, and just they've been working good. I'm sure I don't know the name off the top of my head, but the fire putter outer aircraft, I'm sure, have been going strong out of here recently due to all those wildfires. So I really hope that we can get some rain because they really need it, because these fires are not good, and I think that it's really done its total on the whole region of New Mexico and everything. But yeah, it's kind of weird because New Mexico, I don't feel like it's talked about very much as a whole state, because, you know, Albuquerque, then you have Santa Fe, and then Roswell, and then you end up going down like Corvus and Carlsbad pretty much is the next tier of city. So it's a smaller state, but it's still a really cool one, I feel like. Obviously I've visited twice and I would like to obviously go back at some point. So I think it's a cool airport though, and I think the whole region's really cool. So Albuquerque's a fun place, and I would recommend visiting. It's, you know, there's not a ton to do, but there you can probably find something. So it's a cool place and it's a fun place for sure. So but yeah, glad to see all the great movements here, and I'm excited to see where Albuquerque progresses from here. It's just crazy to feel like just where this airport's been. I mean, obviously we're over 4 years into just seeing the what's going on, which is that's just crazy. I feel like 4 years of assessing Albuquerque, and it was the first airport I started doing consistent airports on, so it's always special to me because I just, you know, I was looking for an airport that had a design just like this that I could put on this table right here, and that's exactly what I did, and it just turned out perfectly. And now Albuquerque's turned into an awesome airport. One thing I also would be interested in doing is maybe doing an airport on the other side of this board or something like that. That is shaped like this one. I don't know what airport I could do, but I would be very interested to maybe do an airport that's a similar shape. So possibly could do that. But yeah, really happy with how Albuquerque's going though. Yeah, blue sky I think would be great. And yeah, so hope you guys are excited for all the videos here in July. We have a lot of awesome movements going on, and I'm excited to share those all with you guys. A bunch of upcoming content, and we have a plentiful amount. So be sure to stay on the lookout. Highly recommend, if you haven't already, to click that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, turn on all of the notifications so you do not miss out on anything if you are interested in all this content. I hope to also add some more diverse content too. It's been more of a time issue than a effort issue, because obviously for flight simulators I've wanted to live stream, and it's just not worked in terms of getting time to do that. And then for spotting vlogs, I saw bunch of requests, and I promise I'm working on that. That's just a huge time commitment, but they are so much fun. So I really hope to get that going, along with hopefully some other plane spotting content too. I have some contrail spotting stuff and different things that I'd love to share with you guys. So yeah, but I think this is a perfect way to end today's Albuquerque Sunport International Airport update. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Redriveraviation. I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do what you love and love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.